Hello and welcome to the Bulldog non-podcast, where basically I'm just going to get the guys on, some of the players, and we're going to do a bit of a catch-up. We obviously done the interviews with them before it all started. So what the idea now is, we're almost at the end of the league split. So we're going to try to get them all back in, as long as their webcams are there. And we're just going to see if their opinions on it have changed and how they think it's going, that's all. So to start us off, we have the jungle extraordinaire, top lane maestro, Tom. How you doing, mate?
Yeah, not bad. As I said, jungle main now.
I see you playing last night, mate. I think you need to jungle main after that.
Thanks
It wasn't
for
the
that
best, bruv. It's all right, mate. It's all right. At least I was there to support you, you know what I mean?
That's all right.
So, starting off, how you finding the league so far? Is it how you thought it was going to be before it started?
No, it's not what I thought it was going to be. I was expecting to play top lane, and I've only played jungle so far. So here I am in the interviews in the UKLC media day, trash talking a bit the top laners, and suddenly I'm playing against all the junglers. It's like,
well, it's good that you can do it. I appreciate you stepping up. Obviously, for any of those that are unaware, we've had a couple of issues behind the scene, so we've had to shuffle stuff about. We've actually not tonight. We play XL tonight, and that's the first time we're going to actually be able to sort of field roughly the team that we thought we was going to start with. You was obviously away for the first couple of weeks, which we knew about, and then we had an issue with the jungler. So tonight is your sort of debut in the top lane in the UKLC, playing against XL. You looking forward to that?
Yeah, long last, get to play some top lane against one of the better teams in the UKLC. So
maybe, at least they've got nothing to go by with what you're going to do. They'll be banning Nunu. Trying to feed you into the Shaco, you know what I mean, after the way you played that.
I still maintain that wasn't that bad. That was just
right,
unfortunate circumstances.
It's all about self-belief, bro. Right, so moving this on, so we ain't like 45 minutes in. What about the standard? So before this started, the LVP had the vision of improving the UK scene. Obviously, nothing happens overnight. Something that big because the UK scene needed it. However, so far, what's your opinion been on the sort of skill level almost, or the quality of the teams?
So the skill level of the teams, they're all right, but they're still a disorganized UK orgs. Like, it's visible compared to say like the LEC or the very high leagues. I think it's definitely a lot better than what it used to be, and I think as teams just start to bond and get closer together, it'll just take off. Quality of the production though is very good, and individual skill of players is still quite high.
Yeah, it's the one thing that sort of stood out for me, because I done a tweet about it about a week ago, I think. Before this started, even I was looking at it and I thought, right, so Fnatic and XL are going to do their thing because they've got all the money in the world. And then it's going to be basically tiered like that. But as you've seen in the last few weeks, I don't know if it's because they've got the LEC to concentrate on as well. So this obviously probably isn't as much of a priority for them as it is for some of the teams that are in this. Although they will want to win it, you know what I mean, and look good because of their size. But it's hard to predict, or it's getting harder to predict. At the start, it was relatively easy. But I think as the teams have been bonding, like you said, and sort of getting their own little play styles, it's hard, I'm finding it harder to predict. So like almost as if the skill level, the skill gaps closed through team playing that. Just my opinion, for what it's worth. So far, apart from yourself and your Nunu, who do you think's been the standout player?
I think our top lane has, our substitute top lane Aegis, he's gone above and beyond what was expected of him. And I knew him coming into the tournament, because he's substituted for me before, and I've played against him a few times, and yeah, he can go toe to toe with people, but he doesn't challenge them just yet.
Yeah, no, again, I hate agreeing with people all the time on these things. You know, when you watch one of these and I go, I agree. But like, I do get it. When we started this, I sort of wanted him part of it, and it's only because I'd watched him a few times when he sort of done a pickup team in the Forger Champions for us. and I was getting to know him, and he had quite a bit of self-belief then that he was better than some people. When you play against him, and he'd normally win his lane, or you know what I mean, he'd have a try, maybe not the top players, but there was something about him that I thought like there's a bit of raw talent there. And us picking him up, you see all the tier list. I mean, they ain't worth much anyway. But he was always at the bottom on another page. You know what I mean? Or sometimes they weren't even putting him on. But I think he has surprised a lot of people. And what people don't realise is the amount of practice that he puts in and how much he wants to improve and that, which I think is a really good thing. I suppose this sort of covers it with that. I was going to ask if there's been any surprise player, but I think like Ego's probably, if he's your standout player, I'm assuming he's going to be your surprise as well.
Yeah, it's like
you probably weren't expecting that going into this.
No, I'm the surprise player. Wasn't expecting to be there.
Cat's done well. Like I said, this is also for other teams, so it's not just for us. But for a surprise one, I mean, on our thing, I think Cat's stepped up and done really well. By the fact that we still got him in the team, you know what I mean? We weren't obviously expecting him to be.
Because me and Cat played Proving Grounds together, and that's essentially where I met him, and I get along very well with the Cat. So,
well, part of what we wanted to do, it's why we took Sam on, was we wanted to take some people from the Proving Grounds. That was part of, I mean, even when I first spoke to Nick, our business case when it went in, we understood that certain teams grab X amount of money and there's only a certain pool of UK players. And the idea was to bring some people through and hopefully give them a chance, you know what I mean, to prove themselves on the Proving Grounds. So, yeah, it's good to see him doing that as well. Another quick one. Who do you think is going to win it? Oh. Now we're obviously out of the race.
We're not out of the race, just,
So we've got to get like 50.
Yeah.
Thanks, stupid, isn't
it? We get the tower twice, right? And then boom. Then we win, you know, just win everything else.
Yeah, no worries.
Win semis, win finals.
Hold my beer.
I'd like it to be Diabolus who wins if it's not us.
Reason being?
I don't want one of the LEC teams to win. And I don't want Enclave to win.
Ooh.
Yeah, former history.
Cool.
So
I did say you're going to be controversial in this as well, didn't I? I said we can have friendly ones, you know what I mean?
Yeah. And so yeah, I'd quite like that. I also am a big fan of Gab too. So.
Good friends. That's cool. I don't know. I'd probably say Eminem just because I like Cal and respected what he's done for a while.
I forgot they were playing.
Why you gotta be like that?
Unintentionally forgot about
them. But no, them. I like Enclave. To be fair, when we started, it was around the time XL started. I think we was at our first event was the same first event for them as well when I am to pro for Call of Duty. So I've sort of seen them grow from the very start. So I wouldn't mind if they won, to be honest. The brothers, like, they do work hard. And back then when I was sort of getting drunk, turning up on the Sunday, putting my head in a bag and sleeping on the floor because I was so hungover, they was really professional at the start, you know what I mean? And sort of well before everyone else, which is probably the reason why they did go the way they went. And
no, now
I think a lot of...
No, now that you mention Eminem, they're the other team I'd quite like to win. I'd forgot about them.
I think I'm going to have to get Ego back. Right, so I know you've got to go because of the time and that. Well, you've got your plan tonight, haven't you? I know the coach likes you on about 4 hours early.
It's just 4 hours early. It's like, Tom, you must break your mental in solo queue beforehand. I'm like, okay.
Yeah, that's it. So I'm not going to step on his toes because he's been doing a good job, as we spoke about the other night, actually. So I'm going to let you shoot. Thank you very much for this. Like I said, we're going to be back with the rest of the players. They're not going to be massively long. There's enough other orgs out there putting out 45-hour-minute content, trying to be controversial. This is just a little catch up with my lads for a bit of fun. So thank you if you're watching. Go and check out some of our other videos. Put an Ego one out earlier. It's quite funny. and drop a subscribe. I never say that. I'm a bad YouTube person. I never beg for likes and subscribes. You meant to point places as well, isn't it?
Yeah.
Anyway, thanks a lot. Cheers. Bye.
Yeah. Cheers.